Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Hamed, and I suffer from anxiety disorder, including panic attack, as well as agoraphobia. I just wanted to make this video for those people who are suffering from some of the things that I suffer from. If you right now are feeling anxiety or have anxiety part of your life, this is definitely the video for you. Um, for me, right now it's about I would say 1:30 a.m. I was going to bed about 3 hours ago, and I just started feeling panic out of nowhere. I was actually feeling pretty good today, but the panic just suddenly just started out of nowhere, and my body started shaking, and I got a little worried, and I was like, I gotta go to the hospital, and basically I'll start back from how I got it. I actually had anxiety for about over 2 years now, and I got it about at the end of May 2000, I believe it was 2014, yeah. And the way I got it was really odd. I was going through a lot of stress during the time from just work and school, and I graduated from school during that time, as well as was going to two different jobs actually. So I did have a lot of stress. I didn't have enough time to spend with a lot of family and friends, and thus it was about 3 o'clock at night. I wasn't feeling very well, and I had a panic attack. If people want to know, more in depth, exactly, what are the symptoms and what I went through during that time, I can definitely go over them with you. But what I would actually do at that time was live a very, very difficult lifestyle. Just going to school and work constantly. So, you know, I mean, something like this is bound to happen for those people who stress a lot. And even for some people who don't, it could be hereditary. I know a lot of people, if you look around your family, if you know your cousins, if you know your uncles, your aunts, grandparents perhaps, or near relatives, so a lot of people, you'll be surprised actually, maybe dealing with the same things you will be dealing with. Anyways, back to what actually occurred just a while earlier. I had a panic attack. I was shaking a little bit. I was afraid. I was thinking, I haven't been to the hospital for, about a year and a half now. I haven't really got checked up for about a year and a half. And, I need to go to the hospital. So I actually drove out to the hospital and just explained some of my symptoms to the person up front, and just said, hey, I just want to get checked up. I'm actually having a flight in about 2 days. So, I was a little worried. I wanted to make sure that I'm healthy on my way out. So I was there, and they hadn't, informed me that I didn't have insurance at the time. I don't know how, but anyways, it got terminated. So I was really, really worried, and I just went to the gym, just shot around a little bit, played a little bit of some basketball, to try to get my mind off of something. All these symptoms that I believed would result into a heart attack. Believe it or not, yeah. I was telling myself, well, I'm not going to the right place if I'm really going to have a heart attack. The gym, and really. Anyway, so I came back home, and I read on some of the notes that I had taken from the past on some of the symptoms that I've had, and just a chest pain, a left arm weakness. I've had some left calf pain. I've been shaking a little bit of some throat. I felt like something was a lump in my throat. I'm having a little bit of some chest pain right now. So definitely a lot of symptoms that many people would say are related to heart disease or heart attack symptoms. Now, going to the gym, I met some of my friends. They told me, hey, just try to get your mind off of it. Do whatever you can. Just do what you do when you're happy. And it's very hard to do that, for people who suffer, like myself, and people who are actually watching this video. It's very, very difficult. You guys would know, what you're going through more than anybody else. And I know some people, prefer to take some medication. Some people go to doctors to try to see if they got some answers for this. The thing is, you're not really going to get exactly the message you want to hear. I mean, what do we want to hear when we go to the doctor? Do we want to hear, yeah, you have a heart attack? No, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear that we're fine. There's nothing wrong. We're completely okay. But at the end of the day, we also want to find out what is causing this. Why is this happening to me? In today's day, a lot of people are actually suffering from this. I've been doing a lot of research recently, as well as in the past 2 years, about why people get this anxiety disorder and what can you do to get better. The thing is commitment. Me myself personally, the reason why I'm saying this, even though I just dealt with something right now just a little while earlier, I'm pretty calm now. But why I'm saying commitment is there was a time where I would be worried every single day, I had lost my life. I was staying at home. I couldn't work. It was so difficult. I was worried because, obviously if I'm not working, I got to pay the bills. So it was definitely a tough time. Thanks to God, I was able to get through that time. And it's always that fear. What if that time happens again? What if I get housebound again? What happens if I stay home for another 3, 4 months? The thing is, at times work could actually be a cure, because when you go to work, yeah, you are anxious, but your mind gets off of it. Now, people have a tendency of telling us to just relax, get your mind off it, think of something else. But that's not really a cure. It's very temporary, and temporarily, and it comes back again. It comes back again and again and again until it puts us to tears. God knows how many times I've heard people cry when they have anxiety. Myself personally, how much it's put me in tears, and how much it's affected my life. Now, for those people who actually are suffering from anxiety disorder and panic attacks and agoraphobia, even social anxiety, they would understand that these symptoms that we have is very, very real. There's nothing fake about it. It is absolutely 100% real. Do we have a disorder? That's the question. We have a mental imbalance. Some things in our body just isn't right. And it's very hard to detect. You can't detect it with the EKG or ECG or any of these machines that they put all over us. And I've had ECGs and EKGs all day. I've had this plenty of times, and they haven't been able to determine that I've had anxiety. I've actually gone to multiple hospitals. I've been to a hospital where I believe it was 4 different doctors came up to me and asked me, what were my symptoms and how I felt. They put a heart monitor on me. I had a heart monitor on for myself for about two weeks, and nothing, no results whatsoever. All I saw was bills after bills after bills, and at one point I didn't even have insurance, so they were just piling up on me, and that itself is a huge headache. So what can we do to actually get better? I've read actually a series of books. One of the books that I've actually read that has helped me is called At Last a Life by Paul David. I've actually purchased it on Amazon for about $10. For those people who are suffering from anxiety, I would recommend it because I read it myself and it was really helpful. But again, the reason why I'm actually making this video is, one, I just want to get some things off my mind. Second thing is, of course, I want to help those people who are suffering from this terrible thing that many of you, I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. This is something that we have to do, and it's very important, is commitment. If we want to get in shape and we want to let's say for example get into the best have the best body of our lives, what do? We go to the gym. We actually exercise. We hit the weights every day. We stay committed. We stay focused. It's something we do. We have to do it. We can't say, I'm just gonna stay at home and try to see if I could just get a six pack by just sitting at home. I'm just giving an example. But you make a commitment. If you want to be rich, you go to work every single day. You work hard. You try to move up in the company that you're working for. If you're trying to be a singer, every day you're practicing on your voice. If you're trying to be just even a great basketball player, every day you go hit the gym, you play basketball. The thing is with anxiety, it's the same thing. You have to retrain your body, refocus your body, and it takes time. For some people, it could take a month. For other people, or even a few weeks. For other people, it may take a year. And it's really up to you. Believe it or not, you'll be surprised. I've actually had, I've trained myself for a period of time. When I first got my anxiety, I didn't know what was going on. I thought had a heart disease. I thought I was going to get I had brain cancer. I thought I had lung disease. I thought I had, lung cancer. All the symptoms that we get, headaches and chest pain and shoulder pain and calf pain. Like you guys understand what I'm talking about. It's a lot of different kind of symptoms, and for us, because we always think the worst possible outcome, this is what it results to. And so for me personally, what I started doing was, one, I started watching what I eat. What you eat is very important. Today, I'll be honest, I had a little bit more meat than I should have had today. I had some rice, chicken, beef, as well as earlier I had a little bit of some cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and before that I had a 24-ounce soda. So today, just today, That's a lot of sugars for somebody who is trying to recover from anxiety. When I started dedicating my time to actually recover, I started looking into what can I do to help my anxiety. So I try to balance everything. I stopped eating a lot of red meat. I stayed away from even chicken at times. I stayed away from oily foods. I saw that I was getting actually an improvement in my body. I lost about 20 pounds, I think, at that time. Um, so that dedication by itself, I think I went like 2 months, 3 months after going 6 months of constant panic attacks and not knowing what to do. After I made the dedication, I had 2 or 3 months where I barely felt anxiety. It was like as if I was getting really, really good. I was getting a lot better. And as soon as I got better, I started doing the things that I did before. One habit I had prior to having my first panic attack was I would drink energy drinks. I would have energy drinks. I would drink a lot, but I would drink soda, chips, ice cream. I would have things that had a lot of sugar and things, and I wouldn't sleep right. Sleep is so important. It's something that unfortunately I haven't been able to get together even till today. There was a time that I would sleep, 9 o'clock, wake up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. I was doing really well, but to be honest, the last 8 months I have not slept well. I've slept, 3 o'clock at night, woke up at like 8 in the morning or 10 in the morning, and I haven't got that consistency. And again, for those people who are suffering from anxiety, consistency is key. There is a road to recovery. I've seen people recover. I know people who have actually recovered. I actually met somebody about 2 weeks ago, a good friend of mine. I went to his restaurant. He owns a restaurant in Pleasanton, and I actually went out there and I sat down with him and we spoke together. And he said, his anxiety was unbelievable. And I heard his story, and God forbid that any of you guys have to go through what he went through. And his truly he inspired me to get better. He convinced me that it's all on our own will. How much we want to recover, that's how fast we will recover. How badly we want it. And just doing things very, very normally, and doing everything consistently is the key. If you want to get better, watch out for your diet. Get rid of the soda. Get rid of the chips, the cookies, the things that have a lot of sugar in it. Ice cream. That's something that it sounds funny, but for me, every day that I've actually had something like that, it's affected me, and it's affected me long term. I would have to deal with the consequences for about a week. And today, I had to deal with the consequences. And if we don't want to make these lifestyle changes, we're never going to get better. We need to start putting our minds into focus that we're going to get better, and how we're going to do it, it's really in our own hands. So for those people who are suffering from anxiety, who have chest pain and stuff like that, and who constantly go to the hospital, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish that there was something I could do to help further. But the thing is that it's really up to you. I'm over here. I'm doing a little bit of some research online, not on my symptoms, because that's the worst thing you could do. Is if you actually go online and search, oh, my chest is hurting, you're gonna hear all kinds of crazy stuff like you're gonna die from a heart attack, this and that. You have to go to a physician, or you have to go to a doctor as soon as possible, or something will happen to you. The internet is a place of business as well, and there's a lot of advertisement going on online that you'd be surprised of how many websites will actually lead you to the hospital, another form of how they can make money. So anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys want me to go over a couple more things, definitely shoot me a comment. I'll definitely read it, and I'm looking forward for everybody out there to one day recover from this terrible thing. And I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for watching.